Growing up in Rexburg was it was a great place to grow up. It was a small town, 10,000 people or so, but we thought that Rexburg was the center of the universe.
I've been mayor of Rexburg for the last 5 years and served on the city council 2 years prior to that. It's a great community. Growing up here in Rexburg, Grandpa Larsen, Gib Larsen, he was mayor of Rexburg from 1959 to 1966. So it's fun to have that history and that connection with the past.
Well, I'm back in Rexburg, Idaho with my mom and dad, and man, it's just nice to come home. These are roots. To have a home that you've been in for 45 years. So few people in the world are able to do that. You know, my life is so busy and so sometimes loud because we're going here and there and doing a meeting every other day, and I just love to escape back to my roots.
I grew up in Bountiful, Utah, and after my sophomore year in high school, my family moved to Rexburg, Idaho, and that was kind of a tough time to move right in the middle of high school. So I started my junior year at Madison High School, and one of the first days there, I met Dallin Larsen. One of the interesting things about Dallin is he wasn't a student body officer, he wasn't a jock, he wasn't in the choir or music, he wasn't a nerd, but every one of those groups liked him, and he liked them. He was part of every group in the school.
We had 7 sons, and Dallin was the middle son. He actually had 2 older sisters and 1 younger sister, besides the 3 older brothers and 3 younger brothers. So we had to be really organized in our home.
She had her work chart, and every day we had our list of things to do.
Everybody knew exactly what they had to do every day before they could go out and play, and they were very good at that. So I'm not surprised that Dallin has succeeded in all the things that he's done, because he did learn how to work hard as a young boy.
We would get up in the mornings and move sprinkler pipe for different farmers, move sprinkler pipe again at night, and then go to bed, and we'd do that all summer long.
That was hard manual labor, day after day.
Those were in the days before they had so many of these fancy circle irrigation units, and it had to get up in the morning, so 4 o'clock, 4:30, and go up to the farm, and those irrigation pipes, they're metal pipes, about 20, 25 feet long, and they have to hook those up, and then after a period of time they'd have to unhook them and move them to a different location. I think that it gave them an opportunity to develop good work habits, to wake up in the morning, be responsible to getting to the job, and believe me, when they got home at night, they were, you know, they had put in a good day's work, because they were ready for bed almost when they got home.
Growing up in Rexburg was really a lot of fun. Not a lot of stress, not a lot going on other than working for the farmers in the morning and the evening and playing golf all day long.
As I sit here and watch, you see it caving, it's just coming apart.
At 11:57 a.m. on June 5th, 1976, the Teton Dam collapsed, flooding homes and farms in the upper Snake River Valley with 80 billion gallons of water. Here are recollections.
The first thing that we knew about it was there was a radio broadcaster driving through town with a loudspeaker warning the people to get to higher ground. Pretty soon the water came right down through Main Street, and we could see from our vantage point houses floating by, livestock.
We had 4 clothing stores at that time, and our home, and they all got flooded. It was a traumatic thing for our family.
I was up on the hill watching this wall of water come through our town and destroy virtually everything in its path, and this woman sitting next to me had some binoculars, and she burst into tears as she saw the water come and totally take her home away. But I saw the goodness of people at the age of 17 and how people rallied together.
We just had all these people come in from all over the country and helped us clean up our little town because it was just it was a devastating mess.
I saw the power and the synergy of people working together for a common good. And so now I look back on it and say, you know what, it was really a blessing that happened to our town, because it brought us together, both as a community, and it brought our family closer together because we worked together for the common good of the family. You know, things come and go, but at the end of the day, it's the relationships in life that are the most important. And you know, it's family that's the most important to me.
The cool thing about my dad, and the thing I love most about him, is he always made time for me and my little sisters.
He had meetings all day yesterday, and he came straight to my tennis match after he was done and cheered me on, and it was fun to see him in the stands.
Looking at my dad, he's a prime example of knowing that I can achieve anything if I have a sincere heart and have the right intentions in mind.
I really forget how many responsibilities he has when he's with us. He's such a hard worker though, and he always has been, and he's always taught us to be hard workers, and he's always taught us to be honest, and he's taught me so much, and he really is my hero. He really is.
Christmas when we were little was so much fun. It was such a special holiday for us. Every year we'd hear the reindeer on the roof and Santa Claus, ho ho ho, and we saw Dad on the roof like coming down, and so we caught him and we called him on it, and he told us, well kids, I am Santa Claus. It's just funny because it's kind of appropriate that my dad really is like kind of a Santa Claus in a way. He's so giving.
He's very passionate, very dedicated. I feel that his influence and what he has to offer brings hope. And with hope comes faith. And with faith comes believing. And with believing comes getting it done.
Sometimes people look at MonaVie and they say, wow, a 3 or 4 year old company. Amazing that you were able to do that in 3 or 4 years. And I say, no, it didn't happen in 3 or 4 years. It took about 20 years because of the experiences that led up to this point in time in my life, and the experiences that led up to this point when MonaVie was formed with the other leaders, the founders of the company and the other leaders in the field. It's been a culmination of years and years of work and experiences to lead me and the other founders and the top leader in this company to help build a company that I believe is going to stand the test of time because it's based on solid principles.